My name is Keira of Being Wineful. It's all about being in the moment and truly enjoying wine. It's about community and connection, and it's a space to learn in a fun and joyful way.
So my name is Graeme Sutherland. I am the owner, founder, head wine guy at the Good Brothers Wine Group, which includes Good Brothers Wine Cellars on Northumberland Street. 3 Winecrafts, one at Cannonmills, one on William Street, and one soon to be opening in Polwarth on Ashley Terrace, and Little Rascal Wine Bar out in Christorfen. So we are a group of wine-led businesses that are just passionate about real wine, good wine, great wine. And we live by a sort of a philosophy of drink better, drink less. We want people to enjoy every single drink they have, but in moderation. And partly because we know things are getting so much more expensive these days that actually, instead of stopping drinking, just pull back every now and then, and when you do, have something a bit better. Yeah,
exactly. I couldn't agree more. So that's definitely the ethos as well with Being Wineful. It's just about sipping in the moment and enjoying it. And I think I would much rather pay for that really nice glass of wine than 3 shitty glasses of wine somewhere else. So
we've all done it though. We've all done it. Don't get me wrong. I mean, there have been times when I've ended up in Fingers at 5 a.m. drinking the most rubbish swill. But we've been there, done it, but not now.
Of course we have. And we know what's good for us. Okay, perfect. So thank you so much. What got you interested in the wine trade or wine just in general?
Right, so I got into wine. So I was at University in St Andrews. I was there 97 to 2001. So yes, I am an old fart in the wine trade these days.
It's the same years I was at uni, so don't worry.
We're in good company. So at St Andrews, I chose not to finish my degree up there after 3 years, and I ended up working at Louvians with the team there. So Vince and Andy Cook, who was managing at the time, and Richard Bray, and a whole lot of other sort of quite famous, influential people in the UK wine trade. I kind of got into it. I got into it because I just needed a job. I just needed somewhere to work because my partner at the time, she was still at St Andrews. I wanted to be there for another year while she was there. So I just wanted to be around. I need something to keep me going. So Louvians, I like drinking wine. Know nothing about it. Nothing about it. And so started working there. And from the minute I started, the infectious enthusiasm of Andy, of Richard, of Vince, so Vince Vazzaro, who's the patriarch of Louvians, it just got me hooked. I mean, this was the sort of thing, you turned up to work at 10 in the morning and you just heard, pop, try that. And it was phenomenal. The story of how I really got into wine then continued when we went up to a wine tasting at Gleneagles one day. And Vince, being the new guy, Vince was like, "Oh, Graeme, right, stick with me. We'll go around and I'll tell you what you need to know. I'll introduce you to a few people." And one of the people that I was introduced to was a chap called Georges Ousalter, who was the marketing director for Maison Louis Jadot in Burgundy. And so we would taste the wines, sort of have a nice little chat. And
I'm just picturing the label on the bottle, so I know exactly.
I mean, iconic winery. I mean, they are probably one of the top 5 wineries. Jacques Lardier, who was Decanter's Man of the Year, I think 5 years ago before he retired, 6 years ago. One of the most influential winemakers of the last 20 years in Burgundy. So we tasted them first, and we went off round the fair, and the fair being a massive wine fair, we were there at 10:30 in the morning, finished at 5:30 on the way out, having...
Did you remember to spit at that young age?
No, of course not. I didn't know what spitting meant. Actually, no, I hadn't. I was absolutely blosso by the end. And we passed the Jadot stand again, and George was still there, and George brilliant. He was still doing his thing. He was absolutely perfectly turned out. So articulate and in so much enthusiasm. And it's something in my mind just went, I'm going to go and ask him for a job.
Oh, wow. Right.
So I rocked up to George, half cut. Like, "So George, you don't want a little Scottish guy to come and work for you in Burgundy, do you?" "Hey, I mean, Graeme, Louvians, And he sat there and he went, "Graeme, work for Vince. Okay, listen, I'll be in touch." And I was like, happy days, here we go. Went off, woke up the next morning with a stinking hangover and remembered none of it.
Oh no.
Not a thing.
This is a real formative memory here.
So remember, this was 2001.
Yes.
2001. This was kind of when internet was still, you had to wind up the computer to get anything going.
And cranking.
So there wasn't a huge amount of email flying around. I mean, there were, but 2 weeks after that date, I was called into the office by Vince in Luvians. And of course, when Vince calls you at the office, it's one of two things.
Yes.
Either you're getting fired, or you're going to get shouted at for something else.
Oh no!
So I'm absolutely bricking it. I was like, what's going on? What's going on? He goes, Graeme, did you talk to George Houseouter at the wine fair? I was like, did I?
Did I?
I did. I was drunk. I'm so sorry. He said, no. Here's a letter from him. And he passed me a letter with a 6-month itinerary for going and joining Jacques Lardier and Guillaume Castagneau at Chateau Jacques in Beaujolais as an apprentice winemaker.
That's amazing, Graeme.
It said, if you would like it, it starts in 4 weeks' time.
Fantastic.
And that was that.
And that
I was there. I booked my flight the same day. I headed out. I started with Guillaume down in Chateau Jacques in Beaujolais, and then went up and stayed with Jacques in Beaune.
Yeah.
Actually did a full year out there, so I extended
amazing.
it. And that was it.
Yeah.
From that moment onwards, that was it. I was just hooked. And it wasn't necessarily because of the wines themselves or the house, the Jadot.
Yeah.
It was the people.
Yeah.
It was the lifestyle.
Yeah.
Brutally hard work. I mean, we're up at 5 a.m, working 14, 15-hour days in the vineyards in the middle of winter. I mean, it was, I wouldn't do it now.
Yeah.
I mean, I couldn't do it now. I'd be broken. But it just got me.
Yeah, I understand that part of community because there's something really special about the world of wine, which from the outside, if you're not really in it, it's really hard to kind of explain to people. And you can be in it as a consumer and you can be in it as working in the trade and all the different types of jobs. But you're not the first person that's told me once they've done winemaking in particular, and you've seen it all the way from the grape through to the glass and tasted it, something very, that kind of heritage and the storytelling and bringing the terroir and all of that into it as well. That's a lovely story.
Well, just on that, so you're absolutely right. It was being immersed in that culture, but it wasn't the winemaking. The winemaking I found very technical. It was the viticulture. It was being in the field. It was the growing. Yeah. It was the actual, that wine is made in the vineyard. In the winery, we just muck it up. And we tinker too much in the winery, things go wrong. If it's right in the vineyard, just leave it to do its thing. That's the philosophy that I came away from Burgundy with. Yeah. The great growers, they're the real kings. They're
the real stars. Yeah. And what's interesting is when they say it's 80-90% is done in the field. Yeah. Yeah, totally. Love that, Graeme. That's fantastic. I think you've covered quite a few of my next questions. So
they sent a letter.
Yeah, I know. I still have that letter somewhere in my mom's basement somewhere.
I love that, and that was so worth not spitting out that day.
Absolutely. It's again, it's one of these things. It was a mistake not to spit out for most of the thing because I don't remember any of it. But I do not regret anything. Nothing I've done in my life I regret. I've made some massive mistakes. Don't regret a single thing.
No, because you learn from all of those parts. I mean, there's a part of me from the start, and just to give a bit of background, I got into wine from my days working in All Bar One 20 years ago. I was doing my master's in marketing, and I was captivated by wine. Now, back in the day, 20 plus years ago, there wasn't really a lot of options in Edinburgh for wine bars. That was about one of the few places. And I remember going then for a job in wine sales afterwards and then being told, just stick to marketing. I think you're a bit too nice for this. And I was like young and I was a bit like disheartened. And I went back and I went on my career route in marketing through hospitality tech. But I'd kept coming back to wine and always loved it as a consumer. So I guess sort of a year and a half, 2 years ago when I set up the community and being Wineful, I was like, this is where I was always meant to be. But actually what I don't regret is maybe all the marketing experience, because if I would have gone down the wine sales route, it would have been a different type of experience that you bring. So I think it is important. But when you've got that thing inside, there's something that just keeps bringing
passion,
you,
there's fire.
and it's for the love of it. Because let's face it, not loads of us make money in this one. So
You beat me to it. I was about to say the exact same thing.
The margins in wine are tight, but that's why it's so important to support the trade. So if you think about both your wine bars,
Yes,
and also your shops, the retail, Winekraft, I'd be really keen to know, how do you put customers at ease, and how do you train the staff to get people thinking about wine and expanding? Because for some people walking through that door, this will be the first time they've ever been in a wine bar, or the first time they've been in a wine shop. And it's funny to think that, because now it's so long ago, but people do feel intimidated. People feel nervous. They don't know what to ask. They go straight for the grape that they've always had. So yeah, I'd love to hear your
or the
take
grape
on
they can
that.
pronounce.
Or the grape they can pronounce, yeah, precisely.
So, simple answer is, we're just nice.
Yeah.
So much of the wine trade historically has been about being slightly elitist, being slightly pretentious, using phrases and words that the very, very few use.
Yeah.
I mean, if we start talking about tannins and mouthfeel and acidity levels, and you say that to a layperson, and it's like, what?
Yeah.
I don't. So the way that we speak about wine is very down to earth. I talk about this wine's like a big bear hug of a wine. It's really zippy in the mouth. It's kind of, and it's like chewing on a lemon. I mean, when we talk about acidity, I don't talk about it's got really high acidity. It's like, imagine you've just shoved a whole lemon in your mouth. That's what it's going to do to your mouth. But we never judge anyone. Someone walks in that door, we assume always that it's their first time coming in through the door. So therefore,
nice.
Hi, can we help? And it's those words, can we help? Not what are you looking for? It's
okay, that's nice.
Can we help?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, well, I'm looking for something red. I don't really know what I like. Well, okay. Sometimes if someone's really lost and someone doesn't know anything about wine at all, I'll tell you, do you drink tea or coffee? Oh, I love coffee. Well, how do you drink your coffee? Short and black, so quite strong. Yeah, right. You're probably going to want to look at these slightly bigger, richer styles of red, because that might be more to what your palate likes. Now, if you're having a herbal tea, then we're sort of looking at some aromatic whites.
Nice.
But actually, you take them to a point where they feel comfortable.
Yeah.
And remember, it's the one thing that we instill, and all my staff are absolutely fantastic with, is that it's not about us. It's not about what we want to sell or what we think. It's about that person in front of us.
Brilliant.
It's about what they are looking for, even if they don't know it.
Yes. Yes.
So it's asking questions is, again, a little anecdote. So when I was living in London, I was working for sort of wine bars and restaurants in London, and I kind of had to retire from that industry in 2006, just because London in the 2000s was chaos. I took six months out, and I went and worked for a property company in London. I'll mention the name because I'm not ashamed of it. I'm not proud of it, but I'm not ashamed of it. Well, I worked for Foxtons,
okay.
Who are known as the devils in the property world. But the one thing the one thing they taught me was the questions.
Okay.
It was this constant open-ended questions. It was you cannot know what the person's looking for if you're telling them
absolutely
what you want to say. So always open-ended questions, and that's how we do things here. It's ensuring that when we how do you like your tea?
Yes.
They have to answer you with an answer. They can't just go yes or no.
Brilliant. Yeah.
So it's engaging with them to get them to come out of their shell.
Yes.
It's a lot of weirdly.
It's like consultative selling, really, isn't it?
Is.
But without using the word selling,
exactly,
it's just
never planned. I've never planned it like this. It's just how we work.
Yeah.
And I'm so privileged to have the team around me that I do, who that's just how they are themselves.
Fantastic.
So yeah, it's.
That's about hiring for the right qualities and values that you hold as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I believe that everyone who works for me in the business is family.
Nice.
So to have them in the business, they have to be very much like me.
Yeah.
And actually people who aren't like me, we probably don't get on, or we wouldn't get on. So we know very early doors. Whereas the team I have now is it's fantastic.
That's brilliant, Graeme. Thank you so much. So can we move on to food actually? Because I think it's quite interesting. You've got a few things on your menu here at Good Brothers, and also Little Rascals, which I've been down to. And cheese is just one of those perfect pairings with wine. But I think it's often a misconception, isn't there, about what type of wines you can have with things like cheese. People often have a misconception about reds are better, but actually sometimes they could be the worst. But what's your views on wine and food pairing and the principles, and what would you generally say to customers that are asking you for some advice?
So this comes back again to what I was just saying. My philosophy around food and wine pairing is don't listen to what people are telling you. Drink what you want to drink.
Okay.
Now, if you want, and outside of cheese, so if you want to have a rare steak, if you're going to Hawksmoor and you're having a lovely T-bone, rare, and you're being told that you have to drink a Malbec or you have to drink a Cabernet, but you don't want to drink a Cabernet, you don't want to drink Malbec, but you want a Riesling.
Yes.
Drink a Riesling.
Yes.
I mean, okay, it might not be the perfect pairing that accentuates all the flavours. Are you going to enjoy it?
Yeah.
Of course you are, because it's what you want to drink. So my philosophy very much is just drink. Now, of course, if somebody asks me, now I'm having Gorgonzola. What should I really pair with that? So, well, actually, you know what? It's got a real saline saltiness coming through. It's really punch, sort of piquant. And what you want is to have something with a bit of acidity in there.
Yes.
So I would probably take something like a Riesling or a Gewürztraminer, because it'll pair really nicely. But what do you normally drink? Oh, well, I normally have Beaujolais. Tell you what, great. Gamay, crack on, chilled. Perfect, spot on. So you kind of, by suggesting what we would normally have, but then asking that question, you kind of come to actually what they want. And if they want a red with the Gorgonzola, great, you've Beaujolais. Yeah,
and what you're doing there is you're just making sure that the tannins are really light, so they're not going to compete too much.
And there's a bit of acidity coming through with the Gamay, absolutely.
Yeah, gorgeous. So it's still very customer led, which is super.
Totally, and anyone, I do have a. As I said before we kind of started recording, I said actually it was to Ed. Hi Ed. I'm quite blunt when I talk about these sort of things. I'm not someone who sits here and crafts answers to make people happy or feel good. I just tell things as they are.
Yeah.
And you know what? Too many of us try to be dictatorial about how we run our businesses. I haven't got time for that.
Yeah.
It's about the consumer and about them and what they want to do.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
that's how it always has to be.
And I think there is just something to be said for sometimes getting a bit older where you feel that way. And I can say that as being similar ages. So now, I'm interested in price, because I think that there's often this nervousness when customers come into an establishment. And especially maybe more where there's a big wine tomb and there's a bit, it's a bit overwhelming. There's so many pages to flick through. What's your view on that? Do you ever ask the customer what your budget range is, or do you wait for that to be led by them?
So, first of all, just on what we do here at Good Brothers, we don't have a tomb. We don't have a wine list. Our wine list is that thing on the wall. It's a wall of wine. So we actively ask people to stand up and go and look at the wines on the walls and pick up bottles and feel them and kind of get a feel for them. The prices are all on the bottles, so they can lead that themselves.
That's nice.
So no, here it's very much, and also here it's much more about wines by the glass. 80% of what we do is wines by the glass, because we change our wines by the glass every 3 or 4 days. To the huge annoyance of my staff.
But you're going to have regulars that come in each week and they want something different, don't they?
Absolutely right. I mean, we're so privileged here on Northumberland Street that, again, 90% of our trade week to week live within 3 streets of where we are. So having that constant flow of new wines coming in is really exciting for them.
Yeah.
However, down in the retail side of things at Winekraft, we do often ask, so what sort of budget are we working within?
Yes.
Because it is really important to frame where we're looking. Now, within that, if someone comes in and says, oh yes, I'm looking for reds, maybe up to about £15, brilliant, okay, great. It's using that sort of terminology that puts them at ease.
Yeah, of course.
I mean, quite often you walk in and go, I only want to spend 15 quid, and you feel like you're being frowned upon because you're not spending very much.
I know.
if £15 is what you've got,
Yeah.
you're choosing to spend that with me.
Yeah.
And I'm happy about
Yeah,
that. So
exactly.
absolutely no problem. Right, we've got about half the wines here to have a look at.
Yeah.
And that's just, and
But
great.
it depends on the occasion, doesn't it? Because sometimes you'll go in and you think, I just want a midweek type of wine, where you don't often think, well, I don't want a £50 bottle of wine or something like that. 15 is adequate. In fact, Ed and I do always talk about you should be able to get some cracking deals for £15. Between 15 and 20, you should.
I mean, if you're getting a bad bottle of wine between 15 and 20, you need to change your way of buying wine.
Yeah.
Simple as that.
Yeah, don't worry, it wasn't from your place. So no, that's good. It's just to help frame, because there are always different occasions. People shouldn't feel nervous about coming in, stating their budget.
Yeah.
Also, if they want something a little bit special for a gift, don't be afraid to come into the store and state your case.
So just this weekend on William Street, we had someone come in. It's like, I want 2 bottles of wine. All right, great. Right, so. And then I'm putting a voice on because the chat was a little bit old school. He's like, right, so we're having pousson for supper tonight.
I hope he's not identifiable.
He's not.
No.
That's 90% of our customers in the West End. It's fine. Right, so I want a bottle of Meursault.
Yeah.
Like, brilliant. Yep. Here we've got a couple here for you to choose from. I was like, I'll take that, £110. Like that, just right, and we just want something to sip on. So I'll take that, £12.
Yeah. Oh.
And it was a complete polar opposite. But he was so happy and comfortable to take a bottle of £12 and a bottle of £110.
Yeah.
But he had the confidence in that from us that £12 is going to be a good wine.
Yeah, fantastic.
Although £12 with. I'll mention the dirty word, duty increases.
Yeah.
We are seeing these prices going up now. I mean, everything's gone by about between 3 and 4% in the next month and a half with duty increases. So things are getting more expensive.
And this is why I think it's so important for consumers to really try moving away from supermarkets and having a look what is in wine shops like yours. Because if you're still getting bargains for £7 or £8 in a supermarket, just think about how much value of good wine is in there, and it's very, very little.
Yep.
I didn't mean to point a finger there, but
That's
it
all
is, and I think it's about opening your eyes to the quality you're going to get for spending just that extra £5.
Not even. £2 more. If you're buying a bottle of wine in the supermarket for £8, it's about, I think the figure's about 35, 40 pence actually goes to grape grower or the wine. Whereas if you're then spending £10, it's directly proportional increase. I mean, you're looking at about 2 something going directly to the producer.
Yeah.
Do you want
that feels
40p?
Good though, doesn't it? Don't you think?
For £2 more.
Yeah.
Now, okay, I totally understand. Not everyone can afford £2 extra, and that there is a reason why Majestic is the size it is. Majestic is now the biggest wine owner in the UK.
Wow.
Majestic Commercial. They've just bought an Austria Wine Cellars, who's one of my old companies. So they have a wine portfolio that is enormous.
Yeah.
And economy of scale is allowing them to be really competitive. Now, small independents can't. We can't afford to throw £25 million into holding wine in a bond in London.
Yeah.
But what we can do is we can offer a varied range. We can offer consultative approach. We can offer relationships.
Yeah.
And that's where actually you get the better value, in my opinion.
I would totally agree. That's excellent. Let's move on a little bit about you and your kind of wine taste.
Yep.
What's your favourite grape? And if you only had to choose one to drink forever, for instance.
So I thought about this. You ask anyone in the wine trades about their 3 favourite grapes, and I can guarantee you most of them will go Chardonnay, Pinot Noir, and Riesling. Yeah. Most of them.
It's probably why.
If I had to choose one grape variety for the rest of my life, it'd be Riesling.
Yeah.
Why? Because it can be so varied. It can be sweet. It can be ridiculously sweet. It can be bone dry. It can be aromatic. It can pair with so many things. It has to be Riesling.
Yeah, and actually, even in my 20s, Riesling was my favourite. That probably was the turning point for me, was Riesling.
Yeah.
And it is to do with probably with food.
Totally.
Because I think you can almost have it with anything.
Yeah.
And it adds value to your meal.
And people should not be scared of Riesling.
Yeah.
Riesling is not Black Tower Blue Nun. It's not the stuff that we had in the 80s. It's not sweet and sickly all the time.
Yeah.
It's gorgeous.
Yeah, it really is. And what wine region would you prefer your Riesling from?
Oh, region Alsace.
Okay,
Yeah.
nice.
Don't get me wrong, there's great Riesling all over the world. If I was to choose a bone dry style, if I was actively looking for that bone dry style of Riesling, Eden Valley, South Australia.
Oh yeah, nice.
Because there's so little sweetness or residual sugar coming through. It's all about the acidity.
Yeah.
But as for Riesling with the most varied styles, Alsace.
Yeah, I love Alsace. There's just something a little bit smoother and sunnier around that type of Riesling than perhaps just over the border into Germany, I think. Yeah.
So it's because the valleys, there's the Vosges mountain range on the west. It just traps, because you have the rain shadow, you trap all the heat coming in, so you get that afternoon, evening sun just radiating back into the vines. But then you go over and into Germany, and suddenly you kind of lose that. So you lose about 3 or 4 degrees in temperature.
Brilliant.
Annually. And actually, the Alsace is. How much I actually buy into this? But Jean Tribat told me that we are the sunniest place in France.
Yeah.
Not the warmest, but the sunniest place. They have the most sunshine hours in France, apparently, for a growing region.
I feel like you can taste it in the grape, though.
Yeah.
I feel like you can. Yeah, definitely. Okay, so best bang for your buck.
Best bang for buck. Grape, region.
Whatever you'd like to tell me.
Best bang for bucks. I would say country.
Yeah.
Spain, still. Spain, I find Spain absolutely phenomenal value. Spain is my passion project. It's where we do a lot of our buying, actually the stuff I import. Places like Alamantha, where you've got people like Raul Perez. So Raul Perez up in Galicia is an iconic winemaker. He is.
That's excellent pronunciation, by the way. Yeah.
I'm a Spanish wife, so I have to. If I didn't, I'd be in trouble. So Raul is he's iconic. He's now one of the top 3 winemakers in Spain. Makes wines up there, Godelos and Albariños and all these stuff. They're fantastic. Hundreds of pounds a bottle. Ooh. He's got a project which he consults on with 3 friends down Alamantha, which is Venta La Vega. Okay. And two of our house wines down at the retail, which is the Uvia and the Aldea Tinto, which he consults on. It's his friend's vineyards. Organic, working biodynamic, but they are £13.50. They are brilliant. And actually, for that guilty pleasure... Point them out
next time I go in. Yeah.
Guilty pleasure Tuesday night wine.
Yeah.
And also... My lovely wife, my darling wife, has free reign of the cellar. She can have whatever she wants. If she just bring a bottle of wine home, she will always say, "Don't bring anything fancy. Just bring the Aldea."
Yeah,
I mean, it is such a good wine, and Spain is producing. Spain is evolving from this very mediocre La Mancha, Garnacha sort of swill to really refined, elegant styles. Sierra Gredos. So I do some work with Oli Ombreros up in Gredos, and we are making garnachas up there that are ethereal. They are light, they are crunchy, they're gorgeous. The Milagritos and the Punto G, they are just Grenache or Garnacha, unlike the rubbish you used to be able to find down in La Mancha, which is just hot and ripe. And so Spain
and you always think Rioja from Spain, and I think that's just, time's moved on from that. Yes, you get some great ones, but it is good to think about some other wines. And you have reminded me, we've got stuff in a glass. So what I've been doing for everybody in the interview, I hope you're okay with this, is...
It's 8:30 in the morning, but hey,
it's a little later. We are in licensing, so we can drink. So I have brought a bottle. I'm bringing everybody a bottle, which I'm caravanning just a little bit for you and I to taste. I don't want to put you on the spot, but how would you approach then? So you don't know what we've got. You can tell it's red, obviously. What would you just talk people through what you would do to go about trying to identify this and
trying to identify the actual wine itself?
Yeah.
So the first thing that we're taught through sort of WSET and all the training is the look, smell, taste. Yeah. So straight away, by looking at a wine, you get a sense of the body of the wine. So the darker, the denser, the more sort of purple notes around the rim of the glass when you put it on the side, the darker the wine will be, the lighter, the more sort of ruby or cherry the color, the lighter it's going to be. Yeah. Also, you can tell alcohol, so the legs or the tears which run down inside the glass, the faster they run down, the less alcohol will be in there.
Yeah.
The thicker, the slower they are, the more alcohol, or the more sugar. Obviously, alcohol and sugar are both sticky substances, so the more of them there is, the slower they will descend the glass. Now, this being red wine, we're assuming it's alcohol.
Yep.
We're not looking necessarily for sugar in this because it's not a dessert wine. Next thing, you just get your big nose in there. Take a big long. Well, what I do, I take a couple of short sniffs. Oh, yeah. Why do I do that? Mm-hmm. It's because the first thing you want to do is always detect whether there's a fault. Perfect. If you take a massive, long, deep sort of nose of the wine and there's cork in there or Brett or some other fault in the wine, you're going to ruin your nose. Okay. So it's always
okay. So you're that's going to overwhelm the.
So you don't want to overwhelm the palate because cork is. It stinks of wet dog, of wet carpet, of mud. It's just horrible. Cabbages. It's horrible, and that lasts. So you just want to check, and then it's going in. So once you've decided this is good, right? There's nothing wrong here. Yeah. And you get. I normally do about 3, 4, 5 seconds, and I tend to go side to side as well. So because your nostrils are both different, so I tend to give them both a bit of an airing. And then from there, what you're looking for is that sort of the fruit flavors that you're looking for. People think they taste flavor. Nobody tastes flavor. You taste sensation, sweet, sour, salt, bitter, umami. What you do is when you taste the wine, it warms up in your palate and it releases the aromas back up to your olfactory system. Yes. Where you re-smell it. But because you've had a taste of it in your mouth, your brain says you're tasting strawberries, you're tasting pepper, you don't taste any of these things. You taste sensation. You're smelling. So for me, the most important thing is always the smell, because that's going to give you a lot of those aromas that you're looking for. Okay, fantastic. So here it's soft, it's not deep. You've got, again, it's more that sort of red fruit flavor, a bit sort of, again, strawberry. It's maybe a wee bit cool as well, which is not releasing quite as much because it's been in the car. You're doing exactly the right thing there. So if it is cold, just get it between your mitts for a couple of seconds and just roll it. Yeah. And that, your body temperature is 36, 37 degrees. If you just do this a little bit, that will raise the temperature. And the warmer the red wine is, the more aromas will come off. Yes. The cooler it is, the more closed it will be. Yes, yes. I was just thinking that then. Only acceptable time to hold onto this bit, I feel. The rest of the time just... Okay, just on that. So. Yes, no, do. Grumpy old man bit again. Grumpy old man bit. If you were to hold your glass of wine like this, hold your glass of wine like that. No, I'm joking. Get out. But it comes back to all this pretentiousness around wine. No, I know it does. Absolutely. I know it does. When I'm tasting, of course, I want it. I will always hold it by the stem. But if it helps you swirl it as well, doesn't it? It helps you swirl. But if you're not professional and you don't need to swirl it, if you just say, hold it like that. If it is cold, hold it like this. Yeah. I mean, there's all this move to stemless glassware. Yeah. I mean, you go to France, you go to bistros in France, you're getting one of these glasses. Absolutely. So of course you're holding it like that. Yeah. So grumpy old man bit done. No. Don't let anyone tell you you're holding your glass wrong. Yeah. No. Fair point. So we've got lovely. I'm getting softer red flavors coming off this. A little hint of oak coming off, not much. But then again, I think it is a little cold as well, and I think it is a little closed. And I think we'll crack on. We'll crack on. Let's go on to the taste. So what we've done there, we've taken a decent amount of wine in the mouth. And then we've gargled with it. Yep. Imagine you're gargling with mouthwash. Yep. So get it in there and just move it around the mouth. Move it so it coats every single part of your mouth, because you've got the 5 different sensations: sweet, sour, salt, bitter, umami. Yep. All the different bits of your mouth. Yep. Now if we just put it in that front bit there, on the front of our tongue. Yep. Sorry. Yeah. You're just going to get the sweetness. Yeah. Because that's just that bit there. Yeah. And then you don't get this, you don't get the saltiness, the bitterness or the umami. So you want to all around the mouth. Yes, you look ridiculous. Yeah. You look like a complete nonce, but you get all the flavour. And then either spit or swallow. Yeah. I would do it for about 5 or 6 seconds. It's not 5 or 6 minutes. Yes. 5 or 6 seconds. Yeah. Because as I said before, that allows the wine to warm on your palate. more than we've just done with the hands, and release more aromas back up into the olfactory system.
I agree, and you're sort of allowing the oxygen to come in and
that was that ridiculous noise I made. That's me drawing air in over the wine to aerate it, which helps to release more aromas. And oxygen is a great thing and an awful thing for wine. Oxygen destroys wine, but in the short term, it allows it to develop. Yes. So it allows things to be pulled out of it and get more out of it.
Yeah, perfect. Come on then. What are we thinking?
I'm instantly going towards sort of Pinot Noir, Spätburgunder stylistically, but potentially.
Bloody hell, is good.
Is it?
Style.
Pinot
Noir style.
Style.
Yeah, German style. Well done. But what else could you have that's very similar?
So I'm thinking. So again, if we're looking at that kind of sort of German Austrian style, things like Blaufränkisch or Spätburgunder.
Well done.
Blaufränkisch. Yeah.
Honestly.
So what gives it away is the blueberry notes coming through. So there's kind of that little blueberry note in there, which is lovely.
And I only just got that on the second one.
It warmed.
And there was also something, because I've not tried this wine either, and I thought that is so reminiscent of a really northern Pinot Noir. And actually, I would have gone Pinot Noir first as well, because it's so similar.
There's a lovely sort of, on the palate, lovely minerality there.
Yeah.
There's a nice length. There's not too much tannin, which is, again, Pinot doesn't have a huge amount of tannin because it's really thin-skinned.
Yeah.
But it's those slightly more high notes, the kind of the Parma violet, the blueberry notes which come through, which Pinot doesn't have. They just give it away.
I'm impressed.
Very good.
Well done. Well done. Honestly, this is bravo.
I know what I'm talking about.
You do. And and I said to Ed this morning when I was putting it in, I said, "Is that a bit mean? Is that a bit mean?"
Yes, it is, Keira.
I mean, he can handle it.
I was a bit. That was like, a bit that way.
Yeah. Give him more back.
Give him more back. I know, exactly. What is your favourite wine to drink at home in your pants?
Oh, right. So actually, this is one which it's right in the forefront of my memory. So I was very lucky this year to have Christmas Day on my own. My wife and kids went back to Spain to see her parents. Oh. I stayed here to work.
Yes.
Because I tend to let some of my team get away for Christmas.
Yeah.
Go back to their families. So I stay and do Christmas, and I go away for New Year. So I had Christmas Day on my own, Christmas morning on my own.
Yeah.
So I woke up, I went through, I put on the TV and watched the usual sort of holiday movies.
Yeah.
In my pants, heating on. I had a bit of panettone.
Oh, lovely.
And what did I have? I had it was the Berbet from Braccetto from Nino Negri. So about 5.5 ABV. Ooh. Slightly sweet, slightly fizzy.
Gorgeous.
And gorgeous. I mean, it was one of those Christmas morning wines where I'm just sat there going, life is great, because I've not got my 15-year-old, 13-year-old bugging me about growing me presents. I've not got anything to do in the kitchen.
Yeah.
I'm just going to sit here and enjoy myself for a few hours. And
I love that. That's fantastic.
It was a slightly sweet. So don't let any wine person ever tell you that they only drink dry wine. We love sweet, sickly, rubbish wines. Honestly.
I do too. I do too, for sure. It's in the fridge because we keep them there, and they last a lot longer. And especially something like a Madeira, for instance, which amazing. Honestly, they've lasted in the bottle for 100 years. They're going to keep going. And actually just pour just a little bit with like a biscuit. It's just so nice.
Well, this was a whiskey drenched panettone, but hey.
Wow. Oh, nice one. Okay, this is a great answer. So what are you excited for in 2026?
Not a great deal.
Come on, yes you are. You're opening a new bar across town as well. No, not a new bar, sorry, new shop.
New shop. So we're looking at opening a new venue on Ashley Terrace in Polwarth. It'll be Winekraft. Great little site, fantastic part of town. Part of town I didn't really know, but such a great community. Weirdly, I've got 3 or 4 friends who, when I viewed the shop the first time, all 3 of them walked past outside in the space of 5 minutes, waving at me, going, "Are you? Is that?"
Oh,
so fantastic space, Ashley Terrace. So exciting times there. What else? Developing our wine portfolio more this year. So part of the last 4 years, actually last 10 years since we opened the original Good Brothers, we have had this every single month, every single quarter, we've kind of moved our wine list around. We've focused on different things. I want to bring a bit more stability into the business now.
Okay.
So we have a bit more of a core wine list. We've got that stage, we've got that point, 5 units. We need to have a bit of stability.
Yeah.
But that will then allow us to actually put in place programs around that core list that are really exciting. So focusing on monthly regions. So we'll always have maybe 3 wines from Sicily through, I don't know yet, but so in all the units, so we have the real focus every single month.
Nice.
Developing some new projects. So we have our new subscription case, which is just launched second month.
Yes.
So a 3-bottle subscription case where you get curated 3 bottles every single month, sort of an everyday, weekday, a weekend treat, and then a sort of a real cellar-worthy. So that's launched. We've had a good uptake for the first couple, but we're looking to roll that out and grow that. And it's great for those who don't want to buy 12 bottles of wine a month, just want 3 bottles of wine, but want to experience something really cool. And everything's tasting cards and all the usual. Actually, it's not all the usual. It's really in-depth tasting cards and wine producer notes.
So this is for the real kind of wine enthusiast, and having seen the box as well, I can concur. The quality in that is excellent.
Thank you.
And I don't want to downplay others that don't work as well, but I think they just kind of rule stuff out. It's not really thought about, and it quite often is how to make the margins. I've seen the quality of stuff in your book, and you're not. I'm like, where's he making margin on that? Because that is a phenomenal cellar bottle of wine. So I think you're sort of almost giving something back to the community through that as well. So that's
absolutely.
I like to see that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And then actually, I think the other thing we're looking at doing this year is really starting to plan another kind of part of the business, which is wine tourism. So I've got a couple of people who I've already had come to me at the end of last year. So groups of maybe 5 or 6 people saying, listen, we really want to go and visit vineyards. Can you recommend how to do it? So, well, I do it for work all the time. I take corporate clients out, as in my old job when I used to be in sales for an Autry and Bibendum. I used to take groups of somms or wine owners out to regions and host them for 2 or 3 days in wineries.
Amazing.
And I said this to them, well, could you do that for us?
Yeah.
So that's something that we're looking at doing, is starting this private client. And I think the first one we're going off to Venice and Friuli. So we're going up to Perrosini in Friuli in April. I better check that. And then we're probably, I think we're going to Bordeaux then in May with another group to Chateau Piqueron.
Okay, we're going to Bordeaux, aren't we? We're going to Bordeaux. Bordeaux.
So those things I'm looking forward to. I mean,
2026
is a scary year. There's a lot of change, and we've already touched on sort of duty and price rises, and the fact that actually just some of the data coming out of Nielsen's over the last couple of weeks is that there's so much wine sat out there in tank not being bought, that it's a really challenging environment. And actually, again, Ed and I were talking about France before we started this, about how there's a whole generation of French who don't drink now because when Nicolas Sarkozy was Prime Minister, whatever it is they call the President or Prime Minister, he was teetotal and just to no to wine advertising. So there's this this move to less and less drinking. That being said, I saw somebody who was on one of the American talk shows who was invited on, and he basically walked on with a bottle of wine and said, the damage done to the generation coming through now of not drinking, of staying at home, of isolating, which is what people are tending to do, is far more dangerous than going out and having 2 or 3 glasses of wine a night.
Of course.
Now, I'm not condoning heavy drinking at all, but it's such an important part of socialising that when you lose that, you lose almost the impetus to go out and be with people, and we just sit there doing this.
I could not agree more. I feel, and that's where being Wineful really started, was about the community component of it, because there is just something really special, and we're kind of geeky, so we actually do meet up and talk about wine. We really talk about other things, but it's still getting together and talking, and it's getting you out the house.
Totally.
And again, you only need to come for one.
Yeah.
2, it's just coming and enjoying that social scene.
Absolutely.
So it is about the people. It really is.
Yeah.
I want to debunk some myths.
Okay.
What do you think are some of the wine list pitfalls, or some of the things that people think?
Ooh, I think this probably leads on to one of your next questions, is the second wine is always the best wine?
Yes. That is my second question.
I believe anyone who builds the wine list around making the second wine the best wine and the first wine the most profit-driving wine is not a list I want to touch because it's manipulating you.
Yeah.
One thing we've always done here at Good Brothers and the original site in Stockbridge is that we do retail pricing plus a corkage on every single wine. So every single wine has the same amount of margin on it, and all you're doing is you're getting a retail corkage. So imagine you go to Hawksmoor on a Monday night with £5 corkage. Okay, but it's slightly more.
Hey, listen,
here.
that's what we've done. We've come here, we've got a bottle, and we've gone to Hawksmoor.
We just do that flat. So every single bottle of wine has the same markup on it. So every single wine, no wine is in there to generate a huge amount of profit.
I did not know that. I did not know that. That is phenomenal. That's actually really different to most places.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, there are places. One of the memories that sticks in my mind from Stockbridge when we had the original Good Brothers down on Dean Street was we had a fantastic wine in from Piemonte. Which one it was, I actually forget. But I had a client come in and he was like looking through the list and he saw that wine and said, oh, I'll grab that. I said, oh, you seem a bit excited. Why is that? I said, because I was out for dinner at, I won't name the restaurant.
Yeah.
Because that's just rude.
Yeah. No, don't. No, don't.
I want to! No.
Tell me afterwards.
So he said,
Name and shame.
I had that bottle of wine at this restaurant.
Yeah.
And it was 3 times the price.
Yeah.
And I'm in a specialist wine bar and it's only £55.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
It was 150 odd pounds in this restaurant.
Oh, no.
And they get it cheaper than we were buying it.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
And I was like, and that actually made me feel really proud of what we do.
Yes.
And it goes back to what we're saying. It's about allowing the consumer to come in and experience the best quality at a price that they can afford.
I love that, but that's you setting out your principles, your values, and that's what you believe in, and that's so important.
So our values in the business are sustainable, ethical, responsible. Those are the 3 things we live by. And that applies to everything that we do, whether it's how we treat our suppliers, how we treat our staff, how we treat our customers, how we build a business. It's how we do things.
I think that's wonderful. Thank you very much. What's your view then as the idea about the house wine? Because I think there's lots of kind of rumours about what people put on for the house wine. So do you want to set?
It's your calling card.
Yeah.
It's your calling card. I mean, if you can't stand by your house wine, how are people going to trust anything else you do?
Yeah.
So we will always ensure. We don't buy wine in that we don't want to drink ourselves.
Yes.
We are a specialist wine bar.
Yeah.
It's about every single wine has to be here for a reason.
Yeah.
That it's just great quality. Now, if that is a £6 glass of house wine or a £15 fine wine, they're both quality wines.
Yeah, fantastic. No, I love to hear that. That's great. And especially when you go abroad, for instance, you always expect, I mean, you almost have this different perception that you expect their house to be good because it represents the house. Yeah. I don't know why we've lost that here.
Because it's about money driving, profit making.
Yeah.
And especially when you're looking at places in the city centre that have
traps.
Huge rates on them. And rents on them, and it's not their fault.
No, it's not.
I've looked at spaces on George Street before where it's £250,000 to rent a space a year.
Okay,
a year.
Well, it's a different territory.
So therefore, you have to make high margin.
Wow. Yeah. It's a different ballgame, isn't it?
Totally.
It's a different
and that's why we'll never go for big venues. It's
No.
why we're so focused on being ultra local, community focused.
Love it. Okay, we're going to move on to quick fire round now.
Yes, good timing.
Overrated.
Natural wine.
Underrated.
Natural wine.
So my next question is natural wine, yes or no? So tell me why you've answered that for both.
Okay, I truly believe in natural wine in that they having so little done to a wine that it's in its true state.
Yeah.
However, I find a lot of people now creating natural wine to be weird because people kind of go, oh, but natural wine can't be normal. Natural wine can be normal. I've had so many brilliant, clean, elegant, delicious natural wines that are not cloudy and murky or taste of scrumpy. Now, I get there are people out there who are looking for that, but it doesn't have to be that.
Yeah.
And the militancy around it really starts to irritate me. I mean, we've got natural wine actually just to your left here.
Yeah.
You've got the Domaine de la Coudettes.
This one here?
Côte de Rhône. Beautifully elegant. Simple Côte de Rhône. So juicy, so fun, lovely, but it's naturally made.
Yeah. And do you know the thing I think about the natural wines are almost the ones that don't promote themselves. So I'll have a nice glass of, I think there was one I bought from yours, which was a a Bordeaux recently.
Oh,
It was
Picron,
quite,
the
yeah,
Noël,
quite recently, and I had it, and I was like, there was just something so clean and precise and elegant about it. And yeah, it didn't kind of be like, we're natural, you know, or organic or whatever it was. But I was like, they're the best ones for me.
Yeah, totally.
It's the ones that make a big song and dance about it that I'm sometimes a bit disappointed, or it tastes a bit like cider.
I just don't even go there.
Yeah.
I just
Yeah,
don't even
no,
go
I
there because
agree.
I know
Yeah.
that it's not my palate.
Yeah,
and
mine. Yeah,
if I took a bottle of that home, I would be divorced.
yeah. No, we would be the same, Ed. So there we go. We've done this one, which was one grape for the rest of your life, which
Riesling.
we did Riesling.
Yep.
Yes. A wine to pour when you might want to impress somebody else in the wine trade.
Ooh, that's a good question. A wine to pour when I'm trying to impress someone else in the wine trade.
Or another wine expert, or anything, you know.
Ooh. I'm
going to have a little bit of wine.
Yeah, you
Alex.
go for
this
it.
is so good.
Actually, I'm going to get you to pull another bottle of wine out from it. So the second one from the
This one?
the Spätburgunder.
Yep.
So this Spätburgunder from Thurl, I think German Spätburgunder, again on the Pinot whole thing, is
Actually, just
fantastic.
yeah.
I mean, and Thurl are phenomenal. We are flying through this. It's not cheap, but everyone who tries it is a bit, it's quite pricey, but I'll have another glass because it's brilliant.
Yeah.
I absolutely love it. So yeah.
Because it doesn't always have to be really expensive to impress somebody. It's just
No.
Yeah.
Anyone who says expensive wine is great wine, utter rubbish.
Yeah.
I very quickly, another little anecdote. So when I stopped working in France, I came back to the UK, and a friend of mine was in New York, and I went across to New York to visit him. He'd made a lot of money very quickly on Wall Street. He said, right, we're going out for dinner. You pay for dinner, and I'll buy the wine. He said, all right, okay, where are we going? We're going to a Michelin star restaurant. I was 22 years old, having just worked for free for a year in France. I was like, I can't afford that. I said, trust me, put it in your credit card, it'll be worth your while. Right, so went Michelin star meal. At the time, it was about $120 each. So I mean, it's a lot of money. Even
It is a lot of money.
20
Still is
years
now.
ago. But he then said, boom, we'll have that, thanks. 1982 Mouton Rothschild.
Oh my gosh! Wow.
£12,000 a bottle. $12,000 a bottle. I mean, it's a Michelin restaurant. It's silly pricing.
Wow.
And the memory lasts with me. But more importantly, the memory is that was wasted on me.
Yes.
As much as I appreciate it, and as much as I reference back to it, and I've told the story so many times, actually, the difference from that to a £100 bottle of Bordeaux, I couldn't tell the difference. Really.
Wow.
My palate's not that developed.
Yeah.
That's all about prestige. That's all about being seen.
Of course it is.
So I always say, anyone who says that better wine is expensive wine, forget it.
Yeah.
It's about what you want to drink.
Yeah, couldn't agree more. That's amazing. I'm going to come back to this one, which is about recommendations. And we're going to go best alternatives.
Okay.
Okay,
Right.
so I'm just going to run through some grapes.
Yep.
And I'd love to hear your alternatives, because these are common grapes, and sometimes it is really nice to kind of have a think about what else a consumer might want to try.
Okay.
Chardonnay.
Either Godello or Chenin Blanc.
Oh, nice. From any particular place, or would you just...
Godello from Spain.
Yeah.
And maybe with a little hint of lees or barrel aging on it. Chenin Blanc. I love Loire Valley, but actually probably South African.
South African. I was going South Africa with you.
It's got brightness to it. It's got more richness to it.
Yeah, gorgeous. Okay, Sauvignon Blanc.
Obviously Albarino.
Oh, nice. Merlot.
Riper Grenache.
Nice.
Garnacha. It's actually Garnacha.
Garnacha
So
from
Garnacha,
Spain.
Spanish Garnacha. So riper styles. Complete opposite of what I was saying earlier about lighter styles, but a riper style
Almost
of Garnacha.
like the old vines.
Yeah.
Yeah, gorgeous. Cabernet Sauvignon.
I really don't drink a lot of Cab Sauv.
It's often in a blend as well.
Yeah,
isn't it?
it's blended. Again, Cab Franc. It still has quite a bit of the body, just has a little bit more sort of higher notes.
Yeah.
Or
Cab Franc's a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. Controversial, Malbec.
I'm going to stay with Malbec, but from Cahors.
Okay.
Not from Mendoza or the sort of bulk rubbish
Yeah.
that comes out of Argentina.
Yeah.
But actually, Cahors in the south of France, which is Malbec, it's dark, it's denser, it's more ferrous.
Yeah.
So it has a bit more of that sanguine bloodiness coming through in it, which is really, and a lot more minerals. So actually, it's just good Malbec.
Yeah, and isn't that the original home?
Correct.
Yeah. Pinot Grigio.
Glass of water.
Get out, basically. Oh my God, that's the best
anything
answer.
like-
Anything else, basically?
I'll get my coat.
Anything else? Pinot Noir.
So Nebbiolo has more tannin. It's bigger. So Nebbiolo is kind of what we call the love child of Pinot Noir and Zinner Mavros, the love child of Pinot Noir and Nebbiolo. But it has that same profile. It's light, it's crunchy, but a lot of tannin in Nebbiolo.
Yes.
But I love. I mean, if I'm in that kind of Pinot mood, I'm also in a Nebbiolo mood.
Yeah, and actually also Blaufränkisch,
A Blaufränkisch,
right?
yeah.
Yeah, that would be a good one.
That would have been a great answer.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. So I have just 2 more questions to ask you. One is on glassware.
Yes.
Okay, our class is more of a kind of universal glass, right?
Totally. This is the real universal. Yeah.
Yeah, and what is your view on serving? And probably maybe more in a restaurant or something like that. What's your take on that?
I think we were both at that same tasting with Max.
Yes, we were.
Maximilian Riedel.
Yes.
I've been quite dubious about how glassware changes the aromas of wine, but this tasting we did with Riedel glasses and Maximilian end of last year was eye-opening.
It blew my mind.
Absolutely. How different shapes really change the same wine to being completely closed and hidden to being just really expressive.
It's phenomenal.
So, but that's the extreme. That's the extreme of 30, 40, 50 pound glasses. What I would say for hospitality or restaurateurs is invest in glassware. Don't invest in gimmicky glasses that look really funky. Actually, just get, these Riedels they're about £4 a stem.
Yeah.
So they're not cheap.
Yeah.
But we use these for red and white, and they just do a great job in a high volume wine bar to really accentuate the wine in the glass.
Yeah, and they work well. That's fantastic.
Just invest in good glasses.
Yeah, excellent. Where would you recommend in Edinburgh? You are allowed to say your own places, but also give me somewhere else as well for wine and also maybe for wine and food.
Listen, we're really spoiled in Edinburgh at the moment for both wine and food, and I don't want to miss anyone out because there's so many good places.
Oh, I know.
So obviously, I choose to drink here.
Yeah.
I choose to drink here, Little Rascal, and my 2 kind of go-tos if I'm out and about. But Smith and Gertrude, they were there before us at Stockbridge. They're still there at Stockbridge. They're brilliant, and also out in Portobello. Spry, if you want a little bit more of that more adventurous styles, Spry do some really amazing natural wines, and the food is fantastic as well.
I
They
haven't
really
eaten there, but I have drank there.
really cool.
Cool.
Where to start with restaurants and wine? There's so many. I think you've already spoken with Stu from Lila.
Yes.
And that entire estate, Stuart's, Rawson's entire estate. I've not been to Vinette yet, actually.
That's great.
Is it?
That's
So
great.
I
I
wanna try.
recommend that.
I really want to try.
fully recommend that.
Do you know what, actually, what one of my really guilty pleasures is?
Yeah.
Is, not Whiskers. Is it Whiskers?
I don't know.
Whiskers on Broughton Street. Wine bar on... my mind's going completely blank.
Yeah.
There you go. Half a glass of wine and I've lost my mind.
Don't worry, it's the last question.
And somewhere I've not tried. So so I'm late 40s. I don't go out anymore.
Listen, our guilty pleasure is probably Hawksmoor. I love it.
Yeah.
I love it just for the
Dishoom.
steak.
No, Dishoom.
Oh, Dishoom, yes,
Now,
that's a good
but
one.
not with wine.
Yes, exactly.
So,
or maybe a Riesling, actually.
A Riesling, absolutely. But the mango lassies,
Yeah.
happy days. That's my real guilty pleasure.
Yeah.
And just on one place that I would have gone to if it was still with us.
Okay.
Bonvie.
Oh, I know.
Bonvie in its
Yeah.
heyday
Yeah.
was one of the best places.
Yeah.
when Stuart had it, and Stuart it was Stuart's first baby, and oh my goodness, it was just the
It was such a nice romantic setting with all the candles, and it was also one of those sort of original wine bars as well, wasn't it? Yeah.
But actually,
anyway, let's start on an end on a good note.
Exactly. Go to Stuart's new place, Little Capo, because it's also awesome.
Oh, is that his?
Oh, brilliant! Yeah, so absolutely fantastic. Little Capo,
there's a shout out.
And Soto as well, down in Stockbridge for
Yes.
Soto. So James is doing brilliant. He's opening really weird and wacky wines. In good weird wacky, but like amazing wines on a regular basis. So if you want to try Ornella or Sassicaia, he'll have one open all the time.
I saw his Sassicaias on one day, and I was like, wow. Yeah, so I couldn't agree more. Oh, we've passed that stage. So thank you so much,
Pleasure.
Graeme.
Thank you so much.
It was wonderful to talk to you today, and all the best with all of your businesses and all the blossoming in 2026.
Thank you very much.
Great. Let's
cheers
for the
Cheers,
end. Cheers. Cheers, Ed.
Lovely.
Thank you. I think that was fab.
Oh,
that was great.